Hello everybody and welcome to today's webinar. Today's webinar is all about innovation, creativity, selling and delivering, and thank you so much everybody for joining us. So I have 10 top tips today, and I'm going first because I want to put all of this into context. I've already started to put it into context through the introduction, but basically, you know what? Go back to your roots. We're also like chasing around and being really fearful, and no creativity ever comes out of fear, because the adrenaline and the chemicals that kick in with fear stop creativity. Okay, so we have to go back to our roots, take some deep breaths, go back to our roots, be true to yourself, be authentic. Authenticity is one of the key elements of trust, and people buy from people that they trust. So absolutely be authentic. Understand the market. You really have to understand what is going on out there, and that's difficult at the moment because it's all changing all the time. Try and understand it as best you can. Okay, things are looking more positive with COVID, but quite frankly, you know, things are going to be really tricky moving forward. People are talking about recessions and all the rest of it, and we have to understand that tricky times are coming. So understand the market as best you can. Understand your client's market as best you can. Really, I can't stress this enough, and we're all going to talk about this. Really understand who your ideal client is, what their pain is, what their gain is. So we have people on the webinar who are B2C and B2B. B2C, your ideal client is the consumer, the person you're selling to. B2B, it's probably the organization that you are servicing, that you're selling to, that you're wanting to connect with. So really understand who that ideal client is, and understand that when you're a B2B, the ideal client is a commercial organization, and there are humans there that you need to connect with. Okay, so it's about the pain that the human at that organization is experiencing, and you want to really get inside their head. Amanda on the last webinar said get inside their shoes, and she got us all to take our shoes off and really step into what our ideal clients are experiencing, and that is so important. If you don't know what their pain is or their gain, because there are businesses obviously that are gaining and are perhaps struggling, that they're overstretched, so understand what their pain is and their gains, but it's the emotional attachment that is so vital here. So when you know who your ideal client is, you can actually create an ideal client avatar. And it sounds a bit bizarre, but that's like an imaginary person that you're talking to. Every single time you write something, every single time you think of ways of connecting, of putting stuff on social media, have that imaginary person in your mind. Imagine sitting in front of them, actually discussing it. When you do that, you will cut through all of the noise that's out there on social media. And let's face it, social media was pretty noisy a few weeks ago. It's even noisier now, because for many people, it's the only way to try and reach their ideal clients. So have that ideal client avatar, name that ideal client avatar. Imagine you're talking to them. People are sometimes afraid of niching, but actually when you niche, when you talk to your ideal client avatar, you will cut through all the noise, and actually people will start to hear you because they resonate with you. If you have a service, then productize it. It is so much easier to talk about, to market, to sell, to be creative around a product rather than a service. So productize your service, package it up, package your service up, be very clear about what you're offering, and think about your product staircase. Think about introducing people on the lower rungs and moving them up. And actually, you know what, that first thing might be a free offering. It might be a lead magnet. Think of it as having some gated content possibly, so that people are actually exchanging their email addresses and their names to get value from you, and then move them up that product staircase. It's much easier to talk to existing clients about the next value that you can offer them. Revisit your business model, adapt it. We have this wonderful ability as business owners to adapt very quickly, and the business model may have changed in the last few weeks. It may need to change moving forward. So seventh tip I've got is make the most of what you've got. You have an absolute gold mine of data in your business. You have people that you've talked to over the years. You've got people that you've worked with recently, that you've worked with perhaps in the last 6 months, last year. Make the most of what you've got. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Take a fresh look, but use what you can. And the most important thing you've got in your business is you. So look after yourself as well. So review your processes and systems. Automate what you can. I think it's really clear that when I was really ill, I did have some automation. So simple things like Xero, you can have recurring invoices. You can use MailChimp to have automations that when people sign up to things, they get something automatically. All of those things are so valuable because it saves you time. It means you can go off and be more productive elsewhere. Having good processes and systems in place really are liberating. It is liberating. It's a liberating thing to do. We all need them. So the aim really is to increase revenue and decrease costs, giving us an overall increase in net profit. We need to survive. All the businesses I know have survived. We're reviving now, and we're going to move on to thrive, because out of adversity, there is resilience and there's opportunity. There's real opportunity to have a good, long, hard look at our businesses and make them better. So we increase revenue by sending proper messages, targeted messages to the segment of people that are going to be interested in the value that we have to offer them. And we can decrease costs by having processes in place that stop us reinventing the wheel. We get more time to be productive in. Most of all, 10th top tip, most important, absolutely vital: be authentic, be visible, be consistent, and add value. And by doing that and the other 9 tips, you will survive this. In fact, you'll be one step on from that. You'll thrive.